Gorgeous. Then he, the head was at me a while when I first got the idea to do it. At first I thought, it's just that the winter isn't for you. The short days, the cold nights, the mongrel bud just isn't able for it. Then the summer would arrive and the same thing would happen. Not for me. The birds wake you up at 4 a.m., you're sweating. The autumn and spring were no better. This went on for years. My whole life, actually, until eventually I realized it wasn't the seasons that were getting to me, it was me that was getting to me. I've been surviving rather than living, experiencing a sort of death before death kind of thing. I settled for what I could get rather than going for what I wanted. I was spending 5 days out of the week waiting for the last two. I can say it as many fancy ways as I want, but basically, I'm unfulfilled. I'm a nothing. I've been treading water for as long as I can remember, figuratively. See, what I want is to be a professional swimmer. I know it's ridiculous, but I don't choose what I want, do I? And you have to dream, don't you? I mean, when all the other kids were watching Bosco, I was watching old videotapes of Mark Spitz or Inge de Brew, however you say her name. They were my Bosco. And then Michael Phelps came along and he changed everything. The way he cut through the water like some Maryland dolphin was just incredible. Then the turn of the millennium comes, the 2000 Summer Olympics. Michael, at the age of 15, becomes the youngest swimmer since 1932 to make an American Olympic swim team. God, I still remember it. I was pressed up to the screen with tears in my eyes. That's when I got my first nosebleed. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew that this is what I wanted to do with my life. We even had the same birthday. It was like fate. You're probably wondering what happened. First, my mother was no help. Angela, you can't do this. Angela, you can't do that. But the main reason is, see, it's a bit embarrassing. I realize that now I know it's strange. You'd think it had happened sooner, seeing I just spent my days just watching Michael there. It should have been obvious, but at some repressed point between then and now, I realize that I'm afraid of water. All right? There, I said it. It's out in the open. You can laugh all you want, you can cry all you want, or do both. I don't care. But the second reason is, see, I am not Michael Phelps. Neither are you. Neither am I. This is the world we live in. Isn't that always the way? I couldn't do anything about that. I'd always wondered why, you know, not why I wasn't Michael Phelps, but why the fear of water. I mean, it'd done nothing to me and it's only hydrated and washed me, but I just couldn't get into it past my knees. It was wrecking my head for ages. Why and where did this start? First, I thought maybe it was at my 18th birthday when I drank a big bottle of Blue Wicked and fell headfirst off the pier and nearly broke my neck, but no. I wasn't swimming before then. I wasn't even taking baths. Then I thought it could have been at my best friend Steven's 10th birthday at Splash World when someone took a shit in the pool and we all had to be collected, but no. I'm sure I wasn't swimming that day. I was sitting on the sidelines, watching everyone else have fun. I was a good kid though. I never cried. God, I just couldn't figure it out. It was ruining my life and I just given up. Then one day, right, I was looking through the mother's old photo albums and I came across one of me as a baby. It was the day of my baptism and the priest is younger than me. Younger than me now, not younger than me when I was a baby, but seriously, if you saw that photograph, I don't know what seminary he went to because it looks more like I was being waterboarded for a fucking nuke password than getting baptized. He has me up by the ankle and he's jumping me into the bowl, and it's obviously his first day, or he's a bit slow off the mark or something, and then it just hit me. That's where the fear came from. That day in the church defined the rest of my life. I was robbed of my dream before I was even out the cradle, shot in the foot before I was even off the starting line. Can you imagine? I don't have to. One piece of advice you often hear people say is, it's never too late. You can say I took that very much to heart. So here's my plan. I could go back in time and perform my own baptism. Properly this time, none of that Guantanamo Bay stuff. I can rid myself of this stupid fear and fulfill my dream. 2 birds, 1 worm. Can't be that hard. Let's look at Michael there. Yep, really. Look at him. Isn't he lovely? I might not look it, but I was always good with my hands. I built this. Now, for the uninformed who are wondering what it is, it's a time machine. Simple enough. I pulled something off the internet. It's not that hard. And you can also kind of make them out of anything. It's not like movies where you need a car or a flashing light. This one is just a lighter, and I won't get into it. The dark web, that's all I'll say. It's tiny and it's easy enough to work. You just give it a click and get her ticking and wait. Oh, I should probably address my attire. See, I assumed it works like Terminator, where you can't have anything on you when you go through time. So I've just worn my swimsuit, and I've ironed it as well. So it should be great. Now, if I do this right, I should end up in the confession box of the Holy Cross Church, June 1985, exactly 1 hour before my so-called baptism. That should be plenty of time to put things right. Here we go. Okay. I think it worked. I'm still at home, so it's hard to tell. The house is old as it is, but I followed all the instructions to a T, so it must have worked. I turn on the TV and there's an old show playing where all the actors in it are dead, so it definitely worked. Yeah. Well, nearly. I'm not quite in the church, but it's okay. It's just down the road. I get to the church. I get to the church. It hasn't changed one bit in 20 years. No wonder people are turning their backs on the place. You might be thinking, if I do this, would I not be worried about being sent to hell? Well, sure, but to live in my own hell every day, alone. I should have brought a priest costume. I'm gonna have to find the guy that baptized me. I have his photo right here. Oh no. Oh no, no, shit. I forgot the photo of him. Okay, never mind. I can picture him, right? I can picture him. Someone's coming, okay. Someone's coming. I'm going to hide in this corner, and I'm going to stay dead still. Priest vision is based on motion. Anyway, okay, he's getting closer. I've never been much of an artist. The only thing I can draw is the dole, but I'd certainly know how to perform a proper headlock, so I get into one of those. Okay, I'm trying to get the robes off of him, and I'm just saying sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to save myself. Please, I just need your robes. Please don't send me to hell. Please don't send me to hell. I'm just trying to save myself. In the end, he gives in. I obviously wanted his robes more than he did. He's saying something about Jesus while I duct tape his mouth shut. Okay, let's see here. Right. Huh. Shh. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, you don't look too bad. It almost fits. Don't worry. He's fine. Now, as for recognizing my parents, though, I'll have to play it by ear. I didn't know what they looked like 20 years ago, and they didn't keep a lot of photos around, so they'll be waiting for me. Huh. Okay. Take my place at the altar. No one suspects anything. The mother's looking well. The father looks more Spanish than he ever did before. I don't know. Tremor must have gotten a lot of sun in the 80s or something. So I take the baby in my hands. So there I was. No, really. Me. No older than a week. Heavy as a Yankee candle. Just about to start off in life. Oblivious to anything, let alone all the pain and suffering in the world. Don't worry, I say. We'll put things right. A baptism is an emotional time, but I don't think the fucking priest is supposed to cry. Okay. I get going. I watched a few YouTube videos last night. I start off blessing myself and giving out the wine, the classics. And then I get to the part where I say, "May the Lord look down on baby Angela," and in a Dublin accent so thick I can taste it, I hear, "Here, the baby's bleeding name is Jose. Get it right, would you?" Now, I'm pretty sure my mom's not from Dublin, right? But I am positive my name is not Jose. So I try to correct them. I say, no, ma'am, it's not. It's actually Angela. I think I would know, Mom. I mean, ma'am. She's still not happy. What are you on about? It's my bleeding child. I say, because it's me, Mom, it's us, your daughter. How could you not recognize us? Two things happen at this point. My father starts screaming at me in very impressive Catalonia Spanish. And second, I start to realize I may be in the wrong church, or the time machine might need a little bit of work. Shit! I run out the back of the church, straight down to the pier with the guards right behind me. I still have a baby me in my arms. It's like my 18th all over again, except this time I am full of altar wine. I sit the baby down on a flotation device, some sort of kayak. I don't even take the ropes off. I just dive right in and I start swimming. I'm towing baby me along with the rope in my teeth. I was like a torpedo on yokes. You should have seen me. I didn't stop until I reached land. And then I collapsed on shore and get my breath back. Baby me is right. Doesn't know what's going on. I'm absolutely buzzing from the chase. But it made no difference, did it? I feel no different. I can get over my fear. I can get good at swimming. I can even get a few medals, but The best I can do is the next Michael Phelps, or maybe the new Michael Phelps. The man is an eclipse. There is no stepping out of that shadow. To be really successful, I realized I can't just be like Michael Phelps. I have to be Michael Phelps. Don't worry, I'm not going to wear his skin or anything. I'm just going to swap baby me with baby Michael. No one will notice. All babies look the same anyway. It sounds mad, but I'm a firm believer that our environment makes us. Nurture over nature, you know. Therefore, if I'm to be raised by Michael's parents, I should be nourished into the infant, the boy, the Olympic athlete that is to be Michael Phelps. Luckily, I know exactly where and when he was baptized. I put myself on the last bus to Dublin and on the first plane to the States. Baby me sleeps the whole way. Told you I was a good child. I touched down in Baltimore. It's not too much hassle. I have an American passport because the mother had a thing for Yanks. I have baby me strapped to my chest under my coat, sleeping like a log. I get to immigration and I'm sweating like a knacker. They pat me down and give me the usual. Is there anything you shouldn't have, ma'am? Just myself. Okay, I can't believe that worked. Things were a lot easier back then, I'll tell you. They wave me through and I hop in a taxi to the Church of Maryland. There's a gang of them gathered up at the altar. Slip in, still in my priest gowns. They're all doting over this little thing. It must be little Michael. The priest lowers him into the baptism bowl and I half expect a kickoff and starting a butterfly stroke. I ask if I can hold him and they hand him over. No questions asked. They probably think I'm an apprentice or something. I kneel down like I'm about to pray, just so I'm sort of out of sight so I can make the switch. I look down at the baby and my heart nearly climbs out of my throat. It's not Michael. Blue eyes. It can't be Michael. Don't get me wrong, fine baby, but it can't be Michael. Michael has hazel eyes. I have the date and time, right? So I must be at the wrong church. I must be. Or maybe I didn't travel back in time at all and I've just kidnapped a child and smuggled them on an international flight. Not to mention I've taken over my second baptism in 48 hours. Either way, I don't know what to do. So fuck it, I'm just gonna ask, ma'am, what year is it? Oh, I barely make it out of there. I drop the baby gently into his mother's arms and leave baby me there as well. I get out onto the road. It doesn't take them long to find me. I'm running around Maryland dressed like a priest, asking people what year it is. I'm in the back of the cop car by the time the adrenaline wears off and I realize what I've done. Not kidnap a child and sneak them on an international flight, never mind that. I swam Tremor Bay. Not walked across the bay, not cycled, not got on the 360 bus across it. It'd be too expensive. Anyway, no. I swam across Tremor Bay. But I also did hijack a baptism and kidnap a child. You win some, you lose some. 12 months with visitation rights. All things considered, it's not too bad. The auntie drops in a carrot cake every second week. The place is pretty good. Actually, no, it's great. I don't know what all this talk about life on the inside is about. My own space. a television in my room so I can watch the swimming and both seasons of Joey. It's a lovely crowd. Taught my class in woodworking and I'm finishing off my degree. They even have a pool. It's brilliant, really. So that's what I'm in for. Anyway, I kidnapped who I thought was Michael Phelps and swapped him out with who I thought was me. Happens to the best of us. But there's a lesson to be learned here. Don't get me wrong, it took me half my life and a prison sentence to realize it, and I'm not entirely sure what it even is, but there's something there. Love yourself, I suppose. Don't try to be someone else. Oh, and don't try to hijack Michael Phelps's baptism. You have to take a bit of wisdom from everything, don't you? I still love him. He is the wind and I am the feather. I'll go where he goes. I might not be him or even the next him, but who'd want that? I mean, this made me realize exactly who I am. I am the first and last me. Right. Oh, I'm off for a swim.